enjoy this learning experience. This is a chance for you to do something new and different that forces you forward, that allows you to receive in all the possibility that the world has to offer by clearing out this background noise in our head and becoming more heart-driven. My name is Bonnie Rigsby. I own a company called Let Your Soul Breathe. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a Reiki master, I'm a stress coach. I like rocking my own vibe. I like a lot of color. I like wearing flower crowns. I like rocking my gray hair. I just like doing my thing, y'all. And I know you will like that too when you discover the real you. So what do we do at Let Your Soul Breathe? Well, we help manage stress, y'all. We tackle stress in a couple of different ways. First off, we help people in a current state of stress. Because we are in the human condition and experience, we all have stress. Varying levels. Certain days you're gonna feel like you got hit by a freight train. Other days you might feel okay. I help people with the life coaching, stress coaching, clearing out the background noise in their head so they can actually pay attention to what their heart is telling them. This heart right here shows you where to go. So you gotta listen to it, and you can't listen to it with all this junk in your head. I help support you and assist you in meeting your goals. Sometimes it just takes that outside party to be able to tap into one little thing that maybe the background noise in your head couldn't allow you to see. And once you can receive in that piece of learning, an aha moment happens. It's like a light switch goes off. The stress management therapies that we choose to use most often are those that are natural to the body with no negative side effects. Things like emotional freedom technique, or tapping as it's called, Reiki energy healing. I want to have them in schools for our young students so that they can learn things that are essential to their life, that helps them learn how to manage stress when they are young so that they don't become the hot messes that us adults are. We want to make sure that the mass population has the tools that they need to be their best selves. So at Let Your Soul Breathe, we are focused on that mission of trying to bring those curriculums to our young people, to get that education in early, to get the education in that's not currently in the school systems. Book smarts are super important, but you also need to have emotional resilience training. You have to know how to handle the ups and downs of life. Take a look at this little girl right here. I'm going to describe her to you. She's 5 years old, and when I look at this picture, when we say a picture is worth 1,000 words, authentic joy. I see a little girl who's not afraid to be herself, who she really is. She's a little mischievous. She's creative. She's full of that life force that we all long for. You think about any playground out there with 5-year-old students playing in the schoolyard. If you go to describe one of those kids at play, most likely they're going to look like this little girl, right? I believe this is the state of life that most of us adults are trying to get back to. On the flip side of that, life happens, and as Forrest Gump talked about life being a box of chocolates, I created my own box of chocolates for my why. There are several things there. There was an electric shock that hurt my health years ago. I've been through a divorce, single mom, just typical life, ups and downs, right? Now, being that I am asking you to be vulnerable in this moment, to expose yourself for exactly who you are, I am going to also do the same. So I'm going to show you a difficult picture for me, but one that I want to point the story in the right direction. Let's take a look at this girl. Now let's describe her. She is in 5th grade, so right on the edge of puberty, right? Tough age. And in and of itself, it's a tough age. But does she look happy to you? Not to me. When I look at this picture, it's very painful. I see such sadness in her eyes. She is forcing a smile. She's having a hard time. So this girl here, obviously, is me. This is my all-time worst picture. When I look at this picture, it immediately brings me back to the pain, a very painful time in my life that is part of my why I do what I do. If you just look from the surface, it just looks like she's having a really bad hair day, right? Am I right? Well, I started losing my hair. So right up here, where you see this little hump, right next to that was a big old bald spot right here at the crown of my head. So this little girl was subject to significant bullying. And this hair problem that I had, that there's still no known cause, caused all of this hair to fall out up top. So you can imagine how difficult it was going to school every day with bald spots in your head, teased continuously. And of course, the rest of my hair just was kind of going through a weird, part curly, part not thing with puberty anyway. And then when it started falling out, I was so a target. I had the meanest, hateful things said to me. I share this picture with you because I want you to understand part of my why is attached to the pain of this bullying that I went through as a youngster. And if I had had tools at that age to learn how to deal with bullying, to learn how to be emotionally resilient, and to somehow know that this pain I was going through was temporary, and that there were tools that you can use, life skills, to help build yourself up and empower yourself and protect yourself when you're going through a hard time. Now I know. And now that I do know, I can share these tools with the rest of you so that this painful experience that this girl had and carried her whole life can return to this joyful state, which I am proud to say at this time, this girl is here. I'm about to turn 51 years old, and I have finally recaptured the joy and authenticity that this young girl had, and I will never let it go again. I encourage you to do the same. So many young people in our schools are bullied. Bullying is a serious problem. There are suicides, there are mental illnesses, many of which are caused by the pain of bullying. It needs to end. So please commit to loving each other, commit to doing the work to eliminate all this nastiness that we have on our heart so that we can be kind to others. Most of those out there who have bullied someone have been bullied themselves. Bullying is a massive problem, especially in our school systems. And with social media, it has become even more of a beast. We have got to learn to fix ourselves and heal ourselves so that we will be kind to others. And so all of that pain that we've accumulated doesn't cause us to lash out at someone else because we're dealing with it. When we bury it and pile it up, one day it may explode or overwhelm us. You can help guide others so that some of the people out there who are thinking about bullying will no longer need it because they're dealing with their own healing. Terrible things were said to me, and when they were, I developed limiting beliefs. Those limiting beliefs for a long time, thought I was fat, thought I was ugly, thought I was a freak. If I had held on to them, I would not be the confident, semi-healed person that I am. We all have healing that is continual. And so all of my healing hasn't occurred, but a good amount of it has, enough that I've regained my confidence. And I know I'm not fat, ugly, or a freak. I'm unique and I'm amazing, just like you are. But limiting beliefs occur when we have something painful happen to us and we don't immediately deal with it. We need to learn to turn those beliefs off. Now, that same little girl who was losing her hair and went through school completely bullied, completely devoid of confidence. I had no self-esteem. I felt ugly. I felt fat. I felt miserable. And now I have worked through that pain. I've worked through that temporary period of growth. And now I can be me. And I could not be more proud. Now I can just let my hair go. I'm gray. I'm rocking the gray, rocking my curl. I don't care because I love who I am. And I'm blessed. I now have hair to grow. So I'm going to grow it no matter how old I am. I'm going to love it. That's rocking your authentic vibe, y'all. I help teach people how to tap into their inner power so that they can help heal themselves. When you put your own self-care on the back burner and you continue to just force stuff down and say, I'll deal with it later, I'll deal with it later, you're not helping yourself. You're creating a habit. And your body gets used to that habit and keeps piling it on and piling it on. Now, one thing I've seen pretty frequently with people, especially a lot of moms out there, is we feel guilty when we are practicing self-care. For some reason, we think that we need to put ourselves last on the back burner. You may have heard before when you fly on an airplane, they always talk about the importance with the oxygen masks. When they drop down, you are always supposed to put your own mask on first before you help your child or before you help someone else. Well, a lot of people will look at that and go, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save my child first. I ain't saving me. Well, the problem with that is, if you are not your best self, how are you going to help that child? You need to take care of yourself first, not feel selfish, not feel guilty, because it's not selfish, it is selfless to look after yourself. Because when you look after yourself and you put that mask on first, you are stronger for those around you. You are setting an example to all those you are connected to. Because as we take care of ourselves, we take care of everyone else. So next time you think of putting your self-care on the back burner, let that little antenna of what you just learned come out and tell you, no, I have to practice self-care. And that is the most selfless thing that I could do for my loved ones and the world, is take care of myself so that I'm operating in the highest possible state of love and peace to help spread to everyone else. You must make a commitment to yourself today. And that commitment is to practice self-care every day. And you're going to have up and down days. Own it, accept it, know it. But know that you are going to have the tools in place now because you're doing the work that will help you when you have the down times so that you don't fall so far and so that you can keep your resilience intact and remembering that this is only temporary. Growth is painful, fact of life, but it's temporary. It is not our job to fix anyone. I had to learn that hard lesson many years ago as someone who's a very deeply caring person. I just want to help everyone. But I have learned through my own growth and holding up my own mirror, I'm not here to fix anyone. You're already great. Why would I need to fix you? Anything that needs to be fixed typically means you're not in your authentic power, and only you can do that. I don't have the power to change you. You do. And you can do that if you commit, if you are passionate, and if you are determined to make it happen no matter what. You've got this. I want to inspire others to their greatness, to who they are on the inside, and see them abandon fear, not worry about judgment, not feel guilty about taking care of themselves, and just be who they are. That's where your power is. Do the work today. Know that you are your best friend when it comes to being able to step into your power, figuring out who you really are, and being able to do all the things that you were meant to do. There are no quick fixes here. It's going to take time. And remember, it takes 2 weeks to develop new habits. So any new tools that you implement for yourself or try out to see if it works for you, make sure minimally you do it for 2 full weeks or 14 days. And that way you can get past the initial nerves of the change of something unsettling, something new, develop a new pattern for yourself. And after that 2-week period, you can determine, does that work for you? Keep it, throw it away. At least you can say you tried it. Now, does anybody out there believe in magic? Real magic? Well, I do. One of the things that I've learned is that we truly do have magic within us. And I believe that when we find our magic wand, it resides in our heart. And that magic wand is our authenticity. And when we pull out that magic wand, like this beautiful one here, it has power. The power that it has resides right here in our heart. So in other words, if you want to find your magic, stay authentic. Your authenticity lives right here. And if you find that wand to point to your magic by uncovering all of your layers, you find your magic, your power to manifest, your power to be who you are. So yes, magic does exist within each and every one of us. So whenever you're doing the work and you're looking in that mirror and you're peeling away layers to discover who you really are, keep your heart engaged. It will tell you what to do. It will show you who you really are. So keep that magic wand handy, y'all. Comparisons hurt us. We are always striving to have what the neighbor has. Oh, they just bought something, I want one of those. Or we just see what Kim Kardashian is wearing and we're going, oh my God, I have to look just like that. I have to have the body like that. I have to have the clothes like that. There's social media influencers everywhere. Everyone wants to be like them. It's great to want something, but make sure you're wanting what you really want. Not wanting something because you're worried that someone is going to judge you if you don't do it a certain way. Do it your way, not anybody else's way. And don't compare yourselves to others. It's the worst thing you can do for your confidence. You're never going to step into your power if you don't learn who you really are and build up your resilience to be able to rock that genuine vibe no matter what. And the beauty within us is our authenticity. Being who we really are is the most beautiful thing you can do because the man upstairs created us different for a reason. We're all layers and layers of beauty, and you just have to keep uncovering it and appreciating each other's differences instead of trying to be a copycat or a carbon copy of someone else. That's stealing your power. Don't give away your power, y'all. Who likes superheroes? I know there are some out there. I'm a complete geek when it comes to any of that stuff. And one of the things that I've always loved is Wonder Woman. Something about when I was a child and seeing her power and might and just confidence, it just empowered me and made me feel so great. She was a great role model for me. So I've always loved Wonder Woman. You can see I brought some props here. So I love Wonder Woman so much that I have Wonder Woman Converse. What? My husband and I tease each other because we always call each other Wonder Woman and Superman. So much so, we actually had this on our wedding cake. Okay? So yes, I love superheroes and the symbol of confidence and empowerment and love for humanity that both of them bring. That will never change. What I would like to point out when it comes to those characters that trips us up. And what is that? Well, it's okay to love Wonder Woman and Superman. What's not okay is to pretend like we are Wonder Woman when it comes to our emotional resilience. Here's what I'm saying about that. For the first probably 40 years of my life, when things happened that I didn't like, that upset me, that were painful, I piled them up. I swallowed them, so to speak. I piled them up and kept it moving. I said, you know what? I don't have time for this. I'm a strong woman. I got stuff to do. I'm not playing around. Swallow, swallow, swallow. All right, put it away, tuck it away. I'll deal with it later. Keep piling it up. I call it Wonder Woman syndrome. So we get in this mode of we think we just have to keep marching forward and be Superman, Wonder Woman, and just swallow it all. You know what I'm saying? Letting it pile up, having these bad experiences happen, and just putting it away, tucking it away for later. Well, it is the recipe for disaster. It's great to love Wonder Woman and Superman. Keep doing that. Don't get into Wonder Woman, Superman syndrome where we just swallow our emotions. We just swallow our bad experiences and say we'll deal with them later. Because you know what happens? You don't deal with them later. They pile up, and what happens then? Disease, cancer, all these things happen because of high levels of stress. And eventually, when it piles up and overflows, it goes into our tissues, cells, and organs and creates disease. This is how it happens. So the Wonder Woman syndrome, the Superman syndrome that I'm talking about, let go of that right now. You can still love our girl or our guy in Superman, but you gotta put it in perspective when it comes to your own emotional health, your mental health state. It's super important that you don't swallow it and just let it keep piling up. Deal with it as it goes. Learn new tools to manage your stress. Know who you are. Know who your authentic self is. Know your pet peeves. Know your trigger points so that you can learn how to prepare yourself for them and deal with them as they come along. Not wait 40 years to start uncovering all this mess that you put on your body before your body starts falling apart. Get my point? Do not pretend like you can handle it all without dealing with it. We must learn to remove the limiting beliefs. And what are they? They're stories that we tell ourselves when we have things happen to us, and our mind holds on to it. So instead of dealing with things as they come, like I said, we pretend to be Wonder Woman and Superman and pile them up. Over time, those things that we've allowed to pile up has shaped our brains in such a way because we're brain driven. Humans are very brain driven. So our brains misinterpret the signals and tell ourselves stories about ourselves. So when I was speaking of my bullying when I was young and my hair started falling out, I was told very young how ugly I was and how hideous and what a freak I was. The names that I was called, I won't even use. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? So yes, I know I'm funny and that's cool. I can rock my goofy vibe, that's all right. But I'm using this as an example, y'all. I would love for you to be able to hold up the proverbial mirror, so to speak, like this, and be able to see yourself for who you really are. A lot of us will play games with ourselves and we'll hold up this teeny tiny little mirror and we'll look in here and say, oh, there I am, I'm right here. That's not where you're at. That mirror is a tiny part of who you are. The bigger mirror is going to show you all the layers that you are working to uncover. So every time you hear that mirror, mirror on the wall, or you walk past a mirror, let it be a reminder to you to look in that mirror and find your layers. Find what makes you you. Find what makes you authentic. Don't compare yourself to someone else. They're not in this mirror. You're in this mirror, right? You're looking in this mirror to see all of your layers. And those layers are beautiful and they are surprising. Now to me, this mirror, the bigger one that shows you all your layers, is the one from the present. This is the mirror we want to look at in this current moment. A lot of times what we'll do, it's kind of like in your car, where you look in your rear view mirror or your side mirror. Objects are closer than they appear. It's true. So if you're looking in this mirror, you're likely looking in the past. This mirror is limiting. It's limiting you to this past experience that you had. That's when you're looking in that little mirror that says objects are closer than they appear. It's true. Let it be a trigger for you to know you're looking at the wrong mirror, because those objects that are closer than they appear is an analogy. The things that are closer than they appear are all those junky things that you have piled up inside that's given you this limited view. Yeah, they are closer than they appear. You don't even realize you have them on you. So it's time to put this little mirror down, y'all, and pick this one up. This is the mirror of your present experience. It shows every layer within your soul print. This is what you need to be looking at. It includes everything that shaped you into being who you are. Choose this one. Hold up your mirror. Don't be afraid of it. That mirror is your key to stepping into your full power. Don't live in the past. Live in the present. You have to uncover your buttons, y'all. If you don't know what stresses you out, how can you know how to heal yourself or help yourself when you get stressed out? If you don't know your signals, you're not doing your homework. You're not fully engaged with who you are. Therefore, you cannot fully heal. So you need to start uncovering those layers. What is your value system? What are the limiting beliefs that I have told myself for all these years? Let me get rid of those. What are my real beliefs? What are my real values? Go through the process of figuring that out. Once you have figured that out, you're going to be able to soar, but it's going to take time. Be patient with yourself. Just be consistent and do it for 14 days straight. Whatever it is you're going to do, give it time to develop into a habit, and it will get easier. The more you do it, and the more you build that emotional resilience and strength, the more you're going to be able to stand up and feel good in your skin. No matter what bully is telling you they don't like your hair, you're going to feel good about yourself. Rock your vibe, y'all. Temporary discomfort can equal a lifetime payoff. So it's fine to hurt a little bit now and exposing some of these things we've piled up on ourselves when we were doing the Wonder Woman syndrome, y'all. But now that we're releasing them, yeah, they're going to hurt for a minute as we expose them. We will deal with that emotion once it's faced right in front of that mirror in front of us, and then we can let it go. Let it go, move on. Don't keep burying it in that Wonder Woman syndrome or Superman syndrome. It's just going to eat you alive. Don't let it. You have the power. Use your gifts. Tap into that magic in your heart. You got this. One of the hardest things to do when people around you are telling you they don't like you for some reason, they don't like what you're wearing, they don't like your hair, whatever the case is, and you're being bullied, one of the hardest things to do is to stand strong within yourself and be yourself anyway. It is hard. I'm not trying to paint the picture of being some easy thing. Oh, you just wave your magic wand and it's gone. It's not like that. You have to do the work to build your resilience back up, but it can be done. And you're much better off facing that beast head on, doing the work, and changing your emotional resilience levels and increasing your confidence so that you can better handle the bullying when it comes. And eventually, if we all work on ourselves, we can squash that bullying because people are going to be happy with who they are. They're going to feel accepted for who they are. They're not going to feel bullied or judged. Therefore, peace for all of us. And teach yourself that you are good enough. You're smart enough. You're pretty enough. You don't have to fit in a specific mold. Your mold is your soul print. That's the only one you want to compare to, yourself. Find out who you are and rock your genuine vibe, y'all. Accept people where they are. Find out who you are, and you will have the power that you need to access that magic. Just handle it as it comes along. Know your buttons and have a plan to prepare when those buttons are pushed so that you don't hold on to that mess. You deal with it right away. I'm wishing you peace, love, and light, y'all. Now, I said I am not here to fix anyone. I am here to encourage, to love, to empower, to inspire, to support you on your journey, to help you through that roller coaster of life, y'all. We all need a support partner. I can do that for you. If you need me, reach out. letyoursoulbreathe.com. Enjoy your learning today. Thank you again for taking charge of your life, your power, and for stepping into it. You're courageous, and I applaud you. Thank you again.